Sean Payton era when they fall behind by 17 points because of what we saw at the end of the game. It's crazy, right?
What a football game, guys. I'm going to go upstairs. Gary, can I go upstairs just do a live stream? All right. How are you guys? I'm talking to you guys directly now on YouTube. I did my other channels. I feel bad for the Saints fans that are out there. It's a pretty cool room up here. I want to try to close this TV off. 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. I'm trying to turn off this damn TV.
The Blazers, that's coming up next, right after we're done here on NFL Primetime on ESPN. It has the makings for an absolutely unbelievable night in Minnesota. That's how you must be a Saints fan. I don't know.
Screw this, guys. Sorry. All right. So here we go. Thanks for hanging with. Alrighty. So as I look upon this game today, I thought it was one of the biggest choke jobs in the history of secondary football. I mean, you're playing Case Keenum. You have the game literally in your hands. It's 10 seconds to go in the football game. There is one thing that you can't do, and it's to allow the guy to run inbounds and for the guy to not lay a hand on Stephon Diggs to not even challenge the catch. No one went up to try to high point and tip the football away. It was one-on-one. I didn't know why Dennis Allen didn't have guys back there in prevent. I guess they thought that the Vikings with 10 seconds left were going to try and spike it down, maybe at the I thought maybe they were going to run like a 20-yard route, so maybe they had guys that were playing up towards, midfield a little bit because maybe the Vikings were trying to hit something at midfield and then they were going to turn it up, and just crazy things happen every week in the NFL, but that's a play I'll never forget. That's a play there with the Vikings winning on that walk-off. That's a play, unfortunately, for Saints fans, and I had the Saints, and I just feel cursed. I've been wrong all week on every single game. I had the Steelers, and I don't want to make this about me, but if you're a Saints fan or you bet money on the Saints, you have to feel cursed because the one way that you don't cover that game, even if the Vikings kick a field goal, you still win the cover. And for the Saints to allow a touchdown there, for that safety to let Diggs go up and make a play and then not even make an effort to make a tackle, not even put both hands onto the guy and try to bring the guy to the ground, pretty much just nudge the guy. It just is an epic choke of epic proportion. And when you look at the way that this game went, Saints fans should look at this game and they should be saying, you know what? I would have rather lost that game on 4th and 10. I would have rather had Will Lutz miss that field goal. I would have rather thrown an interception. I would have rather had the Vikings just blow us the fuck away. For the Saints to lose a game like that, that is one of the worst losses that you could ever imagine. If you're a Vikings fan, it is one of the greatest wins in a franchise history that is full of really epic collapses, choke jobs. You had the kick in 97 or 98 when you were playing the Buccaneers or when you're playing the Falcons, and I believe it's Cunningham, it's Randy Moss, it's Chris Carter. That Vikings team was a tremendous team that was controlling that NFC Championship game. We can look back to Blair Walsh. The Vikings have had a history of not having these plays go their way. Hell, even Brett Favre throwing across the middle to Sidney Rice. So maybe Sidney Rice and Brett Favre, maybe they're looking back on this game now. Maybe not so much Brett Favre, but maybe Vikings fans, and they're thinking, finally one goes our way. And then you look at the Eagles. The Eagles would have had a tough time with Drew Brees. Case Keenum now comes into Philadelphia. The Vikings are riding this total high. They are now one game away from a Super Bowl. You know, you look at Robeson, you look at Everson Griffin, Harrison Smith, and Anthony Barr. There's a lot of veterans on this ball club. Latavius Murray, Diggs, Kyle Rudolph. It is really, there's so many veterans on this team and on this Vikings team that it's a great moment for them. And for the Saints fans, listen, it's a terrible, terrible collapse, but I'll make you feel better. The Saints could have lost last week to Funchess. The Saints could have lost on 4th and 12. This game was not in the Super Bowl. This game was not even in the NFC Championship. This was a playoff game where you could have beaten the Eagles. Maybe you wouldn't have. Then you would have had to play Tom Brady. So it's not like this was the Super Bowl. It's not like you're Atlanta and whatever and you're one play away. And it's not like this is – it's a brutal loss. You got to resign Drew Brees. You now have all these rookies, Lattimore, Kamara – I'm forgetting another guy that is a great rookie pickup, but, Marshawn Lattimore, Kamara, you still have Ingram, you have Michael Thomas, who you drafted, Ted Ginn, Josh Hill. Go out and get Mark Andrews in the draft from Oklahoma. Go out there and get a very good safety because Von Bell and Vaccaro. Von Bell's hurt a lot. Vaccaro, I don't think he's really had that good of a season, although he's been great throughout his whole career. So, listen, man, what a crazy, crazy year for the Vikings, a crazy game. If the Vikings go on to beat the Eagles, it'll be one of the craziest games ever. But to allow that play to happen, that's a play you'll never, ever forget in your life. I mean, you have one job. You have one damn job to do, and that's to guard against that type of play happening. I mean, Case Keenum rolls right. He's going to throw the ball in the air, and you're going to tackle the guy in bounds, and they're not going to be able to spike the damn ball. And you just can't allow a touchdown. I would have even allowed a Kai Forbath field goal, and he should have forced him out of bounds. But, oh my God, it just shows you that in the NFL, crazy things happen. You got to have a gunslinger mentality. You have to play with a big stick, and you have to make big-time plays. And for the Saints, it is just a devastating loss. I was pulling for the Saints today. I feel like I'm cursed. Watching that game, it's the most unlucky way to ever lose a fucking football game. It's a type of fluke, 1 in a million type of bullshit play, and the Vikings are fucking lucky that they won that football game. There is no sugarcoating it at all. Drew Brees came back. Lutz made kicks. The defense stepped up and held and got turnovers and made fucking plays. And then you would have had to play the Eagles, and you would have had a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. And next year, the Saints better fucking get home field, and they better take care of business next year, or else this loss will linger forever. Because, as Drew Brees said in his press conference, you have a window of time in the NFL where you need to make plays and you need to win Super Bowls and championships. And next year, New Orleans, that is your window. You have one fucking year with Drew Brees and Sean Payton to win a goddamn championship. And if you don't come out there next year and win that and get home field and do your job in the NFC South, you might see your golden star quarterback retire with only one championship. And this team and this franchise is too damn good to have that happen to them. And if you're Minnesota, when are you ever going to get breaks like this again? You're going to play Philadelphia. Do you want this win to be the defining moment of your year, or do you want to go home to the Dome and take care of business there at home and have a championship in your city? It's going to be fantastic. I want to again congratulate UCF Jaguar and the Jags. That game, I'll admit, was a dead wrong pick. The Saints picking them to win, Don't feel that guilty about that pick. I was dead wrong on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They ran the ball down Pittsburgh's throat. Their defense was explosive and made winning plays all game long. Tremendous secondary coverage. Todd Wash has done an unbelievable job with this unit. And you look at Doug Marrone, the game plan by Nathaniel Hackett, the throws to Cole, the third down conversions by Blake Bortles late in the game. The Steelers hit 2 lucky plays on 4th down. I mean, one was a great catch by Antonio Brown. The other one, the Eli Rogers, was just a prayer. And it's just really, really incredible. I'm getting a comment now from my friend, that we have Keenum, we have Nick Foles, and we have Blake Bortles. I mean, all these quarterbacks, no one wanted them to start their season. I mean, I don't know if any of these guys are franchise quarterbacks, but Blake Bortles, man, before the year started, let me tell you something about Blake Bortles. He was going to not even be the quarterback in Jacksonville. It was going to be Chad Henne. That was going to be the quarterback there. And Bortles beat Chad Henne out barely. Went to Houston, got a win. Went to London, got the win. And then the year took off from there. So to the Jaguar fans, I never would have thought the Jaguars would have been in the Final Four. Neither did diehard Jaguar fans. I mean, they had a great defense coming on. Dante Fowler, Myles Jack, it all clicked. The offseason was incredible. And for them to go into Pittsburgh and get a win like that over Mike Tomlin, you now look at Mike Tomlin and Ben Roethlisberger. And what is going to happen now with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Are the Steelers going to just tear everything apart? Is Big Ben going to continue to play? Are they going to sign Le'Veon Bell? Are they going to keep Todd Haley? Is their defensive coordinator going to be dismissed? Keith Butler, I think, their defensive coordinator. After that performance, Keith Butler's on the hot seat. There's going to be some changes made by the Rooney family. It's going to be very, very interesting to monitor that situation, see if they draft another quarterback. Big Ben's kind of been unhappy there. And that was a hell of a game for Big Ben if he wanted to retire on that game, because it wasn't his fault. If I told you, that the Steelers would score 42 points today and Big Ben would throw for 5 touchdowns, I would say you're out of your damn mind that the Jaguars were winning that football game. But the real story of today is that last play. And that's a play that's going to linger in Saints' minds forever, and it's going to be looked upon by Minnesotans forever. Minnesota Vikings, what a victory today for this ball club, for this team. And just craziness ensues now in the NFL. Just a crazy weekend of football, bizarro things going on. And that's kind of the way that it goes sometimes in the NFL. Really unlucky game for the Saints, as unlucky as it gets. It hurts so bad. It hurts. If you're a Saints fan, it freaking hurts. And I was rooting for you guys, and it's just miserable way to lose a game, and heart just sinks when that happens. Unbelievable frustration, and it must be a very somber mood in that locker room. So we got 4 left. The Minnesota Vikings, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Patriots. And now we also have the New England Patriots, the juggernaut Tom Brady, and 3 other of these quarterbacks. For people that say that, the quarterback is everything in the NFL, coaching don't matter, well, we're getting a Nick Foles, Case Keenum NFC Championship game. All right, guys. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.